Today on Animal Outtakes, we're taking a trip to the county fair.
We like to have a really good time and teach everybody a little bit about pigs, but also have so much fun at the same time.
Tag along as we meet some of the entertainers on tour with the fair.
Here we go, Dixon. How about Dixon?
Hello and thanks for joining us for Animal Outtakes. I'm Marsha Panuce. The county fair is a haven for animals of all shapes and sizes, including bears, like these. Join us as we visit with some of the more entertaining creatures you can find on display at the fair.
Unfortunately, all species of bears on our planet are threatened and endangered.
For the Weld family, bears are in their blood. Johnny Weld is a third-generation animal trainer and grew up with these brown bears. Along with his wife Monica, they've turned their homestead in Mayaca City, Florida, to a paradise for bears.
That's Kenai. He's a small male right now, but he's going to be big.
Among their family of bears, they have Syrian bears and grizzly bears, but they're all classified as brown bears.
There's a brown bear category, and there's different subspecies of brown bears depending on the region and location of where they come from in the world.
So we have here with you, which brown bears?
North American brown bear, also known as the grizzly bear.
Uh-huh.
Yes, grizzly bears are brown bears, but not all brown bears are grizzly bears. Grizzly bears come from North America.
Is there a difference in their coat that we would be able to recognize that?
Well, there's different color phases, just like in the black bear category, but you can't tell by color. You can tell by size, and you can tell a black bear from a brown bear by a physical characteristic, not by color. Brown bears have a hump on the shoulders.
Oh.
Notice the hump.
Yes.
Yes, that's muscle. Camels aren't the only animals that have humps, but on a bear that's muscle, and it gives them all that strength and power in their shoulders and arms.
When it comes to training the bears, the Wells use positive reinforcement. And the bear's favorite treat? Dog biscuits.
Now, all of the bears that you have here, of course, right now, they're just being bears.
Yes, they are.
It's great to look at. But do they all perform in some way, some simple little...
They're not all performers, no. Some of our bears are just part of our family that we love and share our lives with. They don't have to perform.
So how do you decide?
We let the bear decide. The bear tells us.
Ah.
Yes, the bear tells us.
Personality?
If they yes, their personalities are a very important factor. And they let us know if they like to learn something. John feels them out with their personality. What do they like to play with? A certain toy or something, a ball. And we work on that. We build on that.
During their act, Bruno, the Wells' largest grizzly, showed off by placing hula hoops over his head while standing on his hind legs, a behavior that's not unnatural for him.
Is it easy for them to walk on those back legs?
Oh yeah, well they do that in the wild. They'll stand up because bears are actually nearsighted. Bears stand up when they're smelling in the wind. They want to check something out. They rely on their smell and their hearing.
Their sense of smell is rather impressive.
7 times greater than a bloodhound. They can smell things 10 to 20 miles away. Unbelievable sense of smell.
When the Wells hit the road for shows, all their bears come along for the ride to make sure that no one feels left out.
When they're at home at Paradise Ranch, we want them to be what they are. They're bears first, and we respect them for that. So we want them to live this way, in tune with nature, in a natural habitat where they can swim and run in the grass and just be bears. When people see the relationship we have with our bears, they go away, wow, those animals love you and you love them, and that's so evident in your presentation. And that makes us feel good, but also people learn about them through our shows and coming to Paradise Ranch. And if they learn something about a bear, we've done our job. We want them to know what's happening to them in the wild.
These domesticated pigs can grow to weigh over 1,000 pounds.
What's a day at the fair without a little friendly competition?
At the sound of the bugle, they will be off.
For Pamela Rosaire, it's a day at the races. But these aren't your average competitors. Yes, those are pigs. While the swine are usually found in the show barn at the fair, Pamela's family has found a better place for them, on the track.
Well, Pam, we're here in pig heaven.
That's right.
And these are potbelly pigs.
Yes, yeah, these are a Vietnamese potbelly pig. And we've had these guys with us for about 10 years. These guys are about 10 years old.
The Rosaire family has been racing pigs for more than 25 years, and she says there's a trick for getting them to the finish line in record time.
That's what they actually race for, is a cream-filled cookie.
Really?
Yeah. You come out to the show, and you might think that you're going to see us come out and chase these pigs around. And it's not like that at all. We don't chase after the pigs. They don't like it. We don't like to see it, and nobody will ever see it here at our show. So we use a bait and reward system, which means before they get there, we'll bait the area, and then when they get there, they pick up the bait, and that's the reward. And we use a cream-filled cookie. We've got the vanilla kind today.
Of course.
And they love these things. Crumble them up, they get a little sweetness. The only time they get them, though, is when they play with us out here during the show, so it's a sweet treat.
For these pigs, training goes by fast, with pigs being ready to race after as little as 2 weeks.
We usually
Really?
extend it over about a month because we like them to get used to us and know that we're not here to hurt them, that we're here to have a good time. You're going to get a treat, and that's what it's all about. But if we are short on time, we can do it in about 2 weeks. They have a lot of fun.
There are 3 steps to training, starting with acclimation.
We just bring them out here into the paddock area where the potbellies are now and get them used to the sights and the sounds. If there's people in the audience, have them make a little bit of noise. They look around, have a treat, and realize, oh, this is kind of cool, and go back in.
After doing that for a few days, they introduce the pigs to the starting gate and the track itself.
And once they get used to that, they realize once they go all the way around, again, they get a treat. Oh, we like this. This is fun. And so we do that for about a week, usually about a week of just kind of going around the track. Then they start to pick up speed, and that's when you know, okay, now they're ready to start racing.
From there, it's on to the 3rd step, getting the racers used to the starting gate.
Just like at the horse races, the hardest part is getting them to trust you and to know that they're going to go into the starting gate and nothing's going to hurt you. You're going to hang out.
Once they're comfortable in the gates, that's when it's time to start the race.
And that's when we open the starting gate, and then they realize you come out of the gate, you're going to get across the finish line, you're going to get a cookie, and then they start racing. And from there, we do it in front of an audience, and it just gets better and better. And next thing you know, 7 seconds, and they're around the track, and the crowd goes wild, and it's a lot of fun.
For the Rosaires, they race 3 different types of pigs.
So our first set of pigs we bring out are the Yorkshires, and they make it around the track in about 7.5 to 8 seconds. It's not too bad. Then the second set of pigs, the wild Florida pigs, they fly around in about 6 seconds, so they're a little bit faster. So as the show goes on, the pigs get faster and faster. Well, then these guys come out. Then it's the heavyweights, and they burn up the track. You'll have to see it for yourself.
Really?
Mm-hmm,
Really?
For sure.
These rugged racers travel the fair circuit about 10 months out of the year, and it's a life that they love.
A lot of people think that animals are stressed traveling and things like that. And it's not like that. 95% of animals that travel on the road and are in the industry that we're in, they've been raised as little bitty babies, from tiny babies born into it and doing it their whole lives. They enjoy coming out and having fun and being around the people and the different sights and sounds. I mean, don't you? I'd rather go out and hang out with friends and meet new people and see new sights than lay at home on the couch all day, and it's the same thing.
The stands are full, and the fans are ready to see these porky opponents dash to the finish line for their delicious treat.
Now, this is great fun for them.
Oh yeah.
Is it for you?
Oh, I have a lot of fun.
Still ahead on Animal Outtakes, we've got some impressive animals to show you.
It's all about trust. If they trust you, they're going to help do things with you.
Check out some of the amazing feats these sea lions perform and what it takes to put on a great show. But first,
This is really the majority of my life. It's really 2 hours a day, every single day after school.
young people learning responsibility by raising an unconventional animal. That's next.
For thousands of years, we've been humans' best friend. You've been through a lot, and we've been right there with you. A dog is part of the family, a confidant, and a friend who always knows how to get into your heart. So what happens to our beloved companions when we can no longer care for them? This is why we've created Dante's Den. an innovative, state-of-the-art facility that will provide care for up to 100 dogs.
Dante's Den is a community for joyful dogs.
Millions of Americans face uncertainty when planning for the future of beloved pets who may well outlive them. Dante's Den is a charitable organization, so in whatever capacity you can, please lend your support so that we may continue this most wonderful work.
Dante and I would like to thank you for watching and for also opening up your hearts to our wonderful community of joyful dogs.
Learn about the many ways you could become involved by visiting dantesden.org.
Hi, I'm Marsha Panuce, founder of the Dante's Den Foundation.
And I'm Ron Dixon, the executive director out at the Dens. Dante's Den has come a long way since its inception to where we are now.
We've helped hundreds of dogs since we've opened, but now we need your help.
We sure do, Marsha. Dante's Den needs great volunteers to help us feed, walk, and play with all of our furry friends.
So come on out and enjoy our 50 acres of beautiful countryside where you can also feed miniature Holstein cows.
And their babies.
And Hee-Haw.
The donkey.
And Buttercup.
A beautiful miniature horse.
If you would like to be a part of our joyful community of dogs, please visit dantesden.org.
Or call us toll free at 844-DANTES-DEN. That's 844-366-8336.
Come on out today and see what makes us so special.
For me, it started with one hit of sardines. Oh, sardines. That's where I learned to beg. It was easy to score free fish. I mean, hey, with this dolphin smile, yeah, it's illegal, but no one cares. I had a monkey on my back, man. I was jonesing for people food, hanging out under boats, dodging props and hooks, and doing dangerous stuff that I'm ashamed to admit. Look, I know that I can kick this if people would just stop feeding me.
Grizzly is actually a nickname. They got that name from the pioneers in the 1800s. They noticed when the bears were wet, they had a grizzled appearance to their fur, so they nicknamed them the Grizzly. And that's a true story, true fact.
He weighed in at 1204, and he's a Man Anjou. That's the type of breed he is, crossed with Charolais. And he loves the lake, as you can see.
Oh, yes, yes. He has definitely licked everything in sight.
Mallory Albritton is just 11 years old, but she already shoulders a lot of responsibility. You see, she's entered her steer, White Reese, into the Sarasota County Fair.
You have stayed with him for 6 months,
Yes.
right? So how does he compare to the other steers that you've had?
He compares I always love all my steers, and they always are calm. And he's my first white one, though. I've always had black ones. This is my 3rd year in 4-H, and they're always sweet.
Sweet or not, White Reese isn't your ordinary pet. He's Mallory's 4-H project for the year, and she must say goodbye to her pal after the fair closes.
They start back in September. That's when they're officially entered in for the Sarasota County Fair. And then March is the final weigh-in for them.
Don Strickland is a volunteer member of the 4-H Livestock Committee. He explains the bond between exhibitor and animal begins well before the first weigh-in.
They actually purchase them in the mid of summer, June, July, they start purchasing them.
Now, when you say purchase, where are they going to buy these?
They have to be, according to our Sarasota County Fair rules, they have to be Florida born and bred. They can't go out of state and buy them. Probably 90% of them buy them from our local cattlemen, our local ranchers. They buy them and they do very well.
And what do they actually do? I mean, we know that they feed them and whatever, but what else are they doing?
Well, when they purchase them, these are green, so to speak. They come right off the pasture. So they have to learn all the discipline as far as breaking them to handle and walk and be handled. So it's a long process to start that. They start then in September when they first enter. And it's a daily chore. They have to start a feeding regimen. They have to start teaching them how to stand for show. They have to groom them so their hair is just right. So there's almost a 24-hour day job to them.
This is really the majority of my life. It's really 2 hours a day, every single day after school.
Mackenzie Allen also has a steer in the fair, Barrett.
And it's my first year and I've learned so much. It's just been an overall amazing experience and I'm so excited that I get to do it for 2 more years.
She says it's important to make a commitment to your animal.
If not, they kind of go crazy in the show ring. They are a wild animal, so if you don't work with them, they're not going to do what you want them to do in the ring.
We have seen the young people here. They are so proud of their new buddies.
Yes.
But they must separate after. Is
Yes.
that correct?
That's correct. The rules are that they all go to processing. So that's the whole process that they learn. They know that when they purchase the animal. His station in life is to be processed. So they get a bond, but not such a bond that, it's heart-tearing.
How hard is that going to be for you to say goodbye to him?
It's not really hard because I've had other steers. This is my 3rd steer, actually 2nd steer. And I just learned how to get over it.
They become your companions. They almost become your best friends. Is it going to be hard for you to say goodbye?
Definitely. He is my first steer, and as they have always told me, my first and my last steer will be the hardest to get rid of. However, like I said, I knew it going into it, and it's just part of it. So.
And even if he doesn't win the top prize, is he your top winner?
Yes, definitely.
In today's modern world, internet,
Yes.
Xbox games,
Yeah.
all of that, the 4-H has stood the test of time.
Definitely.
What is the biggest benefit of 4-H today?
Benefit is teaching them responsibility. You hear that constantly. But they buy these animals and they realize that that animal depends on them for their life. The bonding that begins, but they actually, if they don't get up and feed them in the morning or at night, that animal is not going to make it. So they have that responsibility.
Up next on Animal Outtakes, we're diving in with another amazing animal act.
So they're waiting for treats now, or
Treats, love,
Yeah.
whatever they can get.
We'll introduce you to the stars of the show when Animal Outtakes continues.
For thousands of years, we've been humans' best friend. You've been through a lot, and we've been right there with you. A dog is part of the family, a confidant, and a friend who always knows how to get into your heart. So what happens to our beloved companions when we can no longer care for them? This is why we've created Dante's Den, an innovative, state-of-the-art facility that will provide care for up to 100 dogs.
Dante's Den is a community for joyful dogs.
Millions of Americans face uncertainty when planning for the future of beloved pets who may well outlive them. Dante's Den is a charitable organization, so in whatever capacity you can, please lend your support so that we may continue this most wonderful work.
Dante and I would like to thank you for watching and for also opening up your hearts to our wonderful community of joyful dogs.
Learn about the many ways you could become involved by visiting dantesden.org. And now, it's time for Tales from Dante's Den.
Fiona loves the water. But Fiona hasn't always been the best swimmer.
She sinks like a rock.
A lesson Dante's Den volunteer Austin learned the hard way.
When we bring them back to the community, when she saw the water, the leash came out of my hand and she belly flopped in the pool.
At 55 pounds, this American Staffordshire Terrier is more muscle than anything else. Her first time in the pool, Austin had to dive in to help her out.
I lifted up her back end until she got to where she could stand.
Acting as part lifeguard and part swim coach, the 11-year-old taught Fiona some pool safety tips. And now she swims like a pro. When she's not in the pool, she loves to play catch.
She loved the frisbee. She'd jump up in the air and grab the frisbee with her wide mouth.
Austin says there's one thing he thinks Fiona's next owner must have.
They definitely have to have a pool.
From performing bears and racing pigs to steers on display, the fair has plenty of unique animals to see. But there's only one that can really make a splash.
Do you have something you want to say? Woo! Someone needs a Tic Tac.
Zaina, tell me about these animals. These guys are awesome.
So with our company, we have two different species of sea lions. We have the beautiful South American sea lions, which is Kitty Cat over here.
Right.
He's giving you all sorts of love, and Stella behind you.
He's awesome, yeah.
And we also have California sea lions, which are the three that are going to be inside.
Gotcha.
We are the only company here with both the species and the only company in the States with South Americans in general.
Zaina is a sea lion trainer and has been working with these sea lions for about 2 years. But she's been fascinated by the species for many years.
When I was younger, I saw a sea lion show. I fell in love with them. I love the fact that you can play in the water and on land with them. And ever since then, that's what I wanted to work with.
Stella, hey, come on over here. What are you doing over there? You want a little belly scratch? Here, let me rub that belly. How you doing?
Now, how old are these guys?
We are rescue, so we don't know exact ages. Kitty here is about 14 years old. Stella behind you, she's about 16 or 17. And then the three inside, we have two 2-year-olds, and then we have one that's another one that's about 14 or so.
And how many do you have altogether?
In our company, we have a total of 12, but we have 5 here with us on the show.
The younger sea lions are still learning the ropes. So Zaina has them do a short pre-show before it's time for Stella and Kitty Cat to perform. But even then, it's on the animals' terms.
They can choose. If they want to be a part of the show, they'll be a part of the show. If they don't, more power to them. I've done a sea lion show with one animal on stage. So
wow, yeah.
It's kind of whoever wants to hang out.
Yeah, it only takes one to...
Yeah. So everything that they do is a choice.
I see they have really big eyes and small ears.
Yeah,
Can you explain that?
Contrary to what it looks like, sea lions actually have excellent sight and excellent hearing. So when we train, they have verbal cues and they also have hand signals. And they can listen to either or. So they know when I'm talking to them and they also know when I'm doing hand signals to them.
Those big eyes are sensitive, though, and the vision is the first sense to go on sea lions. That's why a lot of times they'll keep their eyes closed for protection.
So if the sun was shining right now and it was shining down, both of them would have that eye closed.
Okay.
They'd have it closed completely to the sun and they'd use this eye for looking at things.
While the California and South American sea lions belong to the same family, they do have some differences. The South American sea lion is found along coasts of Uruguay and Argentina, while the California sea lion spans the Pacific coast from Washington to parts of Mexico.
And they're about the same size, or?
These girls are about 60, 70 pounds heavier.
Okay.
And the California sea lions have a much pointier nose. These girls have a big round nose.
Yeah. And how much do they weigh now? Do you know?
Our biggest one right now is Stella. She's about 275.
275.
Kitty's not far behind, about 240.
Nice.
And then our Callies are about 180, 190.
Now, these guys, he's been out of the water. Do you have to put him in and out every...
They'll go when they feel like it. The hotter it is, the more often they'll go in the water. It is kind of a cooler day today, so they're just kind of relaxing.
Right.
Sea lions can stay out of the water as long as they want. They can get dry. They are mammals like us. They use the water for travel. They use it to cool their bodies off.
Hey.
And that's about it. Come here. Are you being a love bug? What are you doing? Yeah, you're being crazy.
While Stella and Kitty joke around, it's not hard to see the special bond they have with their trainer.
Yeah,
Do you work with them and only them, or
I worked
do
all
other
in
people?
our company, but these two are the two that I started out with, and I've been with since.
Yeah, you can tell they have a special little bond there.
Yeah, these girls have been with me almost the whole time.
Yeah. Are you keeping you up?
What do you do?
I think we're keeping Stella up.
Yeah, she's like, I'm ready for a nap now, guys.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
You can watch full episodes of Animal Outtakes by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Just visit youtube.com/animalouttakes. Animal Outtakes is produced by Dante's Den Foundation, a nonprofit group dedicated to creating the best life for dogs. If you would like to learn more about Dante's Den, donate, or volunteer, visit our website, dantesden.org.
That's a wrap on this week's episode of Animal Outtakes.
We hope you've enjoyed meeting some amazing animals on tour with the county fair. Join us again next week for another outstanding episode.
We'll see you then.
Give her kisses, Stella.
Look at those.
Yeah. The three little bears.
That's right.
Yeah.
The rascals.
Yeah.